I'm sorry. Wait. That's now? What? I slept on the jungle cruise. Okay. Just wait for me. Just wait. I'll be there. Okay. Bye. I gotta catch a train. Okay. Bye.
Welcome back to Bruce Broadcasting. I am Nathan, the real Dio Garcia. 50% of youth indicated that they had participated in some form of gambling or betting activities. Children with gambling problems are twice as likely to binge drink and use illegal drugs and 3 times more likely to be involved with gang fights and police. And now to Natalie out in the field. Natalie, can you hear me?
Thank you, Nathan. 50% of teens say that they're addicted to their phones. Freemium games like Candy Crush are free to play, but users can make in-app purchases to help them advance. Candy Crush makes $850,000 per day.
Man, please do this. I haven't talked to you in so long.
No.
Please.
It'll be fun. I'm not spending this much for nothing.
This is better.
Back to you, Nathan.
Do you have a 5?
Yes? Do you have a 6?
Goldfish.
Guys, we're back on.
Thank you, Natalie. This is Nathan, the real Dio Garcia, broadcasting live. Have a fantastic day.
Super Sloth Family. One day he started to gamble, quickly bit off more than he can handle. Rarely saw my father.
Luckily, he grew stronger. He chose to be my perfect future example. Family is more important than gambling.
And I'm Aaron Saavedra.
And welcome to the Spotlight Live.
We conducted a survey called the Youth Community Prevalence Survey. We collected over 649 different responses from over 25 counties in California.
Here's our community expert, Gunnar Osborne, on the top 5 reasons why people gamble and bet.
Thanks, Aaron and Vivi. According to our study, the average first-time age was around 11, and the top 5 most frequent reasons youth gamble are 79% of them do it just for fun, 40% of it do it to make some cash, 32% do it to be or make friends, and around 28% do it to relieve boredom, and last but not least, 14% do it to relax. Now back to you, Aaron and Vivi.
Thank you, Gunnar. That was very informative.
Up next, we have Paula Caballero, our public relations expert.
What are the main consequences you see associated with gambling?
That's a great question. According to recent studies, 22% try to win back money lost while betting. 14% bet more after winning because they felt on a roll. And 13% borrowed or asked for money that they used on a bet.
Thank you, Paula. That just about wraps up our time here.
Up next, we have our weekly sports segment and highlights.
Hi, I'm Angelo from CNN News, reporting live from Lincoln Mart located on Fifth Street. Last night, a person robbed $500 worth of lottery tickets from this gas station. The suspect is still on the loose. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Angelo. Speaking of lottery tickets, gambling is a major problem reoccurring in California, leaving many in debt, leading to divorce and even depression.
Gambling begins at a young age due to the availability in community. It occurs often online, on video games, and advertisements on billboards.
It even occurs within your local schools and involves families. We're here today with Kaylin, who's interviewing a former gambler.
Thank you, Shauna. Today I'm here with Gilbert. Now tell me about your experience with Man, so I started gambling like at 13 years old, you know. I started gambling with my family, my friends, you know, just casually, you know. I feel like I call it social gambling, you know, just because I'm not going to gamble, but when we're at a get-together, we just start gambling. We bet on basketball games, board games. We do whatever, you know. It's nothing serious, you know. It's not like we're betting hundreds of dollars, but that led to a whole lot of something else, you know. I really got exposed to gambling because when I went to school, you know, everybody's shooting dice, they're playing poker. When I go home, you know, we do the social gambling casually, you know, and when I go to liquor stores, when I go pumping gas in my car, like advertisements everywhere, billboards, it don't matter. It's lotto here, lotto there, gamble here, gamble there. Like, it's just so much. So that led me down to a really bad path of just going on to gamble really unresponsibly. I started going to the casino and I kept pushing my luck really, but you know, after a while I started losing my family, I started losing my kids, I lost my parents, you know. It was bad. I was getting threats from everybody, you know, so I felt really cornered, you know. I felt like I had no help. And so I ended up calling the number 1-800-GAMBLER because I had nobody else to go to. So they gave me all the support I really needed. You know, you fast forward a few years later, you know, I got my life back together, I got my kids, I got my wife, and I don't got no more debt with gambling. You know, I pay everything off, and I'm never going to gamble again. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you.
Anything ranging from phone games like Candy Crush recreates some emotions and excitement experienced by gamblers.
If you have any questions or know anyone in need, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Free? My friend Alex said that the game was free. I didn't know I had to pay the fee. Then my life got drained away. This is harmful, can you not see?
No!
I wish I hadn't have gone to play. Nothing is free. Call 1-800-GAMBLER to see.
Welcome to the Spotlight Festival News Network. I'm Mariella.
I'm Mia.
And today we have a special guest interview with our very own Sophie Ward. Sophie, take it away.
Thank you, team. Here I am joined with Terry Sue, here to ask you a couple questions. So can you tell us how you got started with Booth?
Sure. So many years ago, almost 20 now, I started working with the gambling industry, the card rooms, the travel casinos, all the people in gambling. And then I became the chief of the Office of Problem Gambling. And when I became the chief, I met Dr. Cooler and Nani. And then we have a contract together that we work together to provide information and public awareness about prevention of gambling disorder and gambling addiction.
Okay, awesome. So what motivates you to work with our age group, knowing that like 4 to 5% of youth between the ages of 12 to 17 are affected or meet the criteria for problem gambling?
So for me, it's all about education and awareness and teaching people the dangers of problem gambling behavior.
So thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come answer some of our questions. So yeah, Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, and let's head back over to our news team.
Thank you, Sophie. Well, that's all the time we have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, guys, it's a jungle out there, so don't bet on your future.
What are the warning signs that my loved one or I myself might be having trouble with gambling? It starts with a very simple premise, and that is the gambling behavior bringing joy and passion and entertainment to your life? Or is it bringing doubt, anxiety, harm, suffering?
We'd been married 36 years, and there was never a problem until then with money or bills or any of that. And one day Richard sat me down and said, I've lost everything, and I won't blame you if you leave me. And I said, no, I would never leave you. But what exactly does everything mean? And he said, well, I have forged your signature, and I took everything out of the house. I've taken everything out of retirement funds. There is no savings. And he said, look, don't ask me to choose between you and the family and gambling, because I'm going to choose gambling.
About 10 years after I'd started heavy gambling, I came back to the office one day, and there were two people in suits, big guys, and they arrested me. I was charged with embezzling money from the company. That was one hell of a shock to me. Obviously, I thought I was getting away with it. 2 years previous to that, my father had attempted suicide because of me, tried to kill himself. He couldn't take the pressure of his business and his bastard son anymore.
I became aware that my boyfriend at the time had a gambling problem when I was picking him up from jail, where he had just been released. After his mother posted bail after he was arrested for grand theft, and it was on the drive home that he explained to me he was stealing things, pawning them, and then using the money to gamble. That was the moment I became aware of his gambling problem and of problem gambling at all. He had frantically come to me one day that he needed $3,000 immediately to pay a student loan before it defaulted. I said, is this dire? Is this serious? And he said, I need this money today. And I pawned my engagement ring and gave him the money. About 6 months after the first arrest, he came to me and told me he had done it all again. That was the point when he said, I have a problem.
And then I realized you could play for real money on the computer. Well, that was it. I started playing for money. The next thing I knew, I had charged up every credit card. And then I started in on forging his name for loans on the house. Then I was so in debt, I went in on my retirement. I wiped out my retirement, lost everything on the house. I was gambling every single day. I had things sent to a P.O. box. I was paying the bills. He had no idea what was going on.
I chose to put blinders on. I chose to live in a fantasy world. I did not want to see what was happening.
I even stole my son's credit card number, who didn't live at home, and wiped out his credit card of $25,000. And I did this from like August till January in a very short time. I had to tell him because my son was going to find out about the credit card. We were already getting foreclosure notices he didn't know. So I went and told my husband. He was ready to leave me. I would have nowhere to live, no income. So I attempted suicide. I figured there was just no reason to live.
Even all the things that he stole from me, some were precious family heirlooms, things that I could never get back or really even put a price tag on. You know, and he's never stopped apologizing for that. And just because I believe that his addiction really is a disease doesn't make it easy to forgive him or accept that apology.
This is Samir and Ariel reporting live, and today we're going to be talking about fantasy sports and gambling. Whether or not it is actually considered gambling. What do you think?
Well, fantasy sports is a type of online game where people assemble imaginary or viral teams of real players of a professional sport. Gambling is paying a wager on the outcome of a game of chance for a prize.
As of September of 2015, the Fantasy Sports Trade Association estimates that 56.8 million people of the age of 12 and above play fantasy sports in the year of 2015.
Fantasy sports and daily fantasy sports can be played in California because there isn't currently a law to prohibit companies from doing business in California or to prohibit individuals in participating. This is Samir and Ariel reporting live. Thank you very much.
On to the Red Panda with the weather.
In Anaheim, it is 84 degrees with a nice breeze and a 62-degree decline this afternoon. Thank you for watching.
Hey there, Anaheim. Didn't see you there. My name's Ron Swanson.
I'm Mia Reddy, and we have a breaking news story for you.
Indeed, we do. This story has to do with the rising threat of gambling.
Yes, Ron. Now, sports betting has grown substantially and is emerging as a significant contributor to problem gambling, especially in young males.
Let's go to Julia for more.
I'm here with Luis. Luis, how did you feel that sports gambling affected your behavior?
My life and actions revolved around gambling. That was all there was for me.
What advice would you give to youth who are experiencing the same thing as you are?
It's never worth it. The risks are just too high. Just a simple bet can ruin your life.
According to research, statistical analysis revealed that regular involvement in sports betting, fantasy sports betting, and daily fantasy sports betting among adolescents were associated with a higher risk of gambling problems.
What an inspiring story we just heard.
Indeed.
If you have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER if you want to seek help.
Ron Swanson, signing off.
Amia Reddy, signing off.
Everybody loses.
Gambling results in horrible animal abuse, making money seen as the only use.
Horses and dogs are dying every day. There has to be another way.
When no one wins, everyone will lose.
2 legs or 4, there are no winners.
Hello, welcome to Spotlight News LA. I'm Victoria Landry.
Hi, I'm Sabin. There has been uprising of gambling across the country with irresponsible gambling comes issues.
Some of the issues we want to address are the states of physical health as well as mental health. We brought two special guests to talk about their journey of achieving their goal of stopping their gambling habits.
Now, let's go to Becky in the field. Becky?
I'm here interviewing Kyle and Antonio to find out how gambling has impacted their lives. How have your health conditions been altered since you started gambling?
Well, as you know, 30% of gamblers report their health as being either fair or poor, but I'd say it was much worse for the both of us.
How would you describe your financial issues right now?
Well, since I'm in a really dark place, I've been struggling with a lot of financial issues, and I've just been struggling with a bunch of those things.
Well, lucky for the both of you, we've invited a mental health specialist to talk about your issues with gambling and how to progress in the future.
Thank you for having me. There are different ways you can overcome problem gambling addiction. You can reach out to family and friends. There are resources online such as www.gambling.com, online 24/7 chats, and phone lines like 1-800-GAMBLER. Either one of these are great options to help you or anyone you may know that is in need of help. Now back to Tommy with the weather.
Oh, I thought you said feather.
Betting help.
Susie wanted a cigarette.
She realized she was in debt.
Her gambling addiction was just the start.
She didn't realize the effect on her heart.
With help, her health is no longer a bet. Don't bet your health.
Do you know what your teen is doing in their spare time?
In a recent poll conducted by a Betting on Our Future focus group, 56% parents and teachers did not consider gambling to be a major issue among youth.
Here is Miss Courtney Ville Sr., who is working tirelessly to change those statistics.
Thank you for being here. So tell me about yourself.
My name is Courtney Villasenor, and I'm the site director for the after-school programs at Greenfield Success After-School Program, and I serve on the board for Building for Success.
When and where did you start your profession?
Well, I got involved with after-school programs right out of high school. Everyone in my family had served in the military, and it wasn't an option for me. And so I had to look and examine my life and decided that the best way for me to serve my country was to empower youth in my community to serve the country.
Why is this important to you?
It's important to me because you're important to me. If the young people don't go, see now it's my turn. If the young people in our country don't feel empowered, that they have the answers, then they're not going to be able to go and make our world a better place.
What are your aspiration goals with Booth?
You know, Booth specifically, it trains young people to be advocates, and recognizing symptoms of addiction is incredibly important. And if they can go through and learn just a couple of steps to be able to recognize these symptoms and then help those around them, then Booth has served its purpose. But training you guys to be public speakers and advocates will carry on throughout your life to whatever cause you're serving.
Thank you again for your time here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Wow, thank you, Sophie, for that wonderful interview.
Well, I learned a lot. See you next time.
Welcome to Spotlight News. Today we'll be discussing the issue of problem gambling. According to the LA Times, Asians are about 10 times more likely to gamble than the rest of the population. However, within the Hispanic community, the 2015 Problem Gambling Helpline Report, 1-800-GAMBLER, indicated 23% of callers to helplines were Hispanic or Latino. Among these callers was Fernando.
Thanks, Sophie. So last year, Fernando was here sharing his problem gambling story with us, and now we're here to check in with him again. So let's see what he has to say. How has your culture affected your gambling journey?
It's definitely affected me a lot, since every time I go to family gatherings, I always see my family members with lottery tickets scratching away, trying to see if they're the lucky ones. And seeing that had made me want to try it out, try to find an easier way of making money. And just that feeling of always thinking, oh, I'm going to be the one to win it, got me into being addicted to gambling. So that's really much, that's how much it's affected me.
And since then, you've been getting help from 1-800-GAMBLER, right?
Yeah, so I called 1-800-GAMBLER and they were able to help me and walk me through the steps of what I need to do so that I can change that and how I can stay away from that and still be part of the family but not be involved with whatever lottery scratching they're doing.
Glad to see that Fernando's doing better through 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you for watching Spotlight News.
A phone call away.
Steven thought he knew the statistics.
But his odds were unrealistic.
His friends saw his struggle
and helped on the double.
Now his future is optimistic.
You should help out your friends if they have a gambling problem.
Charlie's greatest gamble. Charlie stole money from his home and promised himself it was a loan to gamble all his money away. Now he has nowhere to stay. But Charlie found help and got into a healthy zone. Don't let gambling steal your life. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Jim's Fall. There once was a lad named Jim who played some games on a whim. But he lost them all, and through debt he'd fall, till 1-800-GAMBLER helped him win. Help is out there. Find it.
Say about me, I'm trying to brush it off, but you still talking. Cutting open wounds, yeah, you're pushing me down. Ow. I try to be nice and stay cool, but your words are more than actions, you're so cruel. You're pushing me down to my knees. Oh boy, please, I am stronger than that, and you know that's a fact. I know I'm worth more than any ancient data fact. I am done with all your crap, so just leave me alone. Cause I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no. You could catch me outside and fight me to the ground, but I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no. People staring at me, digging me wrong, just because I'm different, I don't belong. They're telling me to change who I am. I'm wearing fake faces every day. Is this what I gotta do to stay? Tearing off the mask, rather be who I am. Yeah, that's my plan, I am stronger than that, and you know that's a fact. I know I'm worth more than any ancient artifact. I am done with all your crap, so just leave me alone. Cause I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no. You can catch me outside and fight me to the ground, but I ain't going down, no, I ain't going down, no. Doesn't matter if you're older, bigger, I'm not going down. Doesn't matter if you're stronger, wiser, I was born a fighter. I ain't going down, no, 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 I ain't going down, no. You can catch me outside and fight me